Wanderers, welcome to the Wandering
Wondering Podcast.
Oh, boy.
Wanderers, welcome to the Wandering Dutchmen podcast. Today's episode is brought to you by Celebration Ice. You've got a chilly night around the fire, a festive tailgate, or a porch party going on, but you forgot one important detail for the festivities. That's right, you forgot ice. Your wife reminded you, your kids even probably said something too, but you still forgot. Good news is, you can throw an ice cube in any direction in this county and likely find a business that carries Celebration Ice. That's right, Celebration Ice is the official ice company of bonfires, tailgates, and parties. I mean, let's be honest, the name of the company is Celebration Ice. So buy you a bag or 10 today because the fellers over at Celebration Ice don't mind making more.
The Wandering Dutchman Podcast.
Where none of us are Dutch, but we all live in Holland, Indiana. Join us where we talk about what we all wonder about. This is the Wandering Dutchman Podcast coming to you from Smoker's Lounge.
The Wandering Dutchman. Yeah, yeah. The Wandering Dutchman. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Wandering Dutchman Podcast coming to you from Smoker's Lounge. Today's episode and all month long is brought to you by our friends over there at Celebration Ice. Hey, listen, we know that it's getting into the fall time and you don't think about needing ice for the fall time, but guess what gets going in the fall time? Fires, cocktails, tailgating, you name it. You better make sure you grab you a bag of Celebration Ice before you head to wherever you're going.
I probably bought 110 pounds of ice Labor Day weekend from Celebration Ice.
Well, I'm sure
20 pounds at a time.
Mark appreciates it.
Yeah.
Sure he does.
We'll get into it here in a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we will. I mean, we got a good list there. It's good to be back in the saddle. It seems like it's been forever. It's probably been
3 weeks.
3 weeks plus,
when
if
I
that.
updated these, it was 8:13.
Yeah, so it's good to be back. Missed you fellas.
Missed you too.
I did have somebody. We went to breakfast down at the Legion on Saturday morning, and somebody goes, "Hey, what happened? Where there was travel, somebody sick, and somebody drunk? That doesn't make sense." And I was like, "Well, here's what happened. There was hand, foot, and mouth in one household, and then one was traveling from Ohio." Was going to rush to get back in time to record, and then somebody just dropped the nuclear bomb at 3:00 in the afternoon and said, "I'm drunk, won't be able to make the drive up from camping." So sorry, guys, which is great. I love it. You know, I did the responsible thing and tried to let everybody know due to some travel stuff, you know, we wouldn't be able to record except these days, and we all agreed on one day, but I love it because it's good. I mean, but I explained that to them and they got a good chuckle out of that.
Yeah.
So
We got asked that this evening by a wanderer at the soccer field. They're just like, "Hey, who was day drunk?"
well, I left it vague on purpose.
Guilty as
I left it vague on
charged.
purpose because I wanted to see who they would guess, because, you know, the sickness maybe would be like in our home because everybody's, you know, we got
Babies.
daycares and baby and all that other stuff. But I'd kind of hoped the day drunk, somebody might have been like, "Oh, Casey's finally like just, you know, spin the bottle off and just started drinking." But
Yeah.
no, it was
me.
it's all right.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, it all worked out. We had a best of,
Mm-hmm.
which was put together very well.
Yeah, nice.
You know,
job.
we get that all done. I did it last minute because, well, that's how I do everything anymore. But it turned out well.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and we went deer crashes, and then we went Your Wild Dream smoke with Walker and Toby Keith, which, by the way,
Wasn't Walker, it was Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck. I was walking at the resort, and a guy walked by, and I had to do a double take of his shirt because it was Jesus in the middle, On one side, it was Dale Earnhardt, the Intimidator, arms crossed, sunglasses on. Toby Keith was another one of them. And who were the other two? Like, it was like a Mount Rushmore of people that have gone to heaven. And it was, seriously, Dale Earnhardt and Toby Keith, I remember distinctly standing around Jesus. And I was like, that guy gets it. Like, he has his priorities straight. Like, that's a red-blooded American right there. Dale Earnhardt, Toby Keith, and Jesus. I mean, that's a hell of a list.
When I was 17, my first tattoo I thought was going to be
the number 3.
No, Hank Jr. and Johnny Cash. So I just tell everybody my heroes got my back.
Oh, number 3's on the side. But I had to do a double take, and I almost stopped him to be like, hey, nice shirt, but I didn't want it to be that awkward interaction.
Yeah, you didn't really want to talk to him.
No, because there's...
Raise hell, praise Dale.
There's things you'd find out. I did stop and talk to a guy. He looked like he was kind of wandering around the building, and I was like, sir, can I help you with anything? He's like, first time here, man. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I was like, is there anything I can help you with? He goes, well, we fly in from Texas all the time to the casino, and we never make it in here. But my God, this is a beautiful place. And I was like, wait, how many times? He's like, oh, we've come a lot. And I go, this is really your first time? He's like, yeah, we fly into the airport down there, and we found out they got a shuttle that brings us right up, and we've always we frequent the place. And I go, oh, some people in the world just casino and that's it. Like, there's a whole, like, hey, sir, we have 3 golf courses too. Not a golfer. Okay, but
bowling alley down.
We got a bowling alley. We're getting ready to do a new bowling alley there at West Baden. Looks unbelievable. If you're familiar with the grounds, it's the old bowling and billiards pavilion, and we've redone it nice. Yeah.
You're going to be billiards?
Yes, there will be. There will
Dang,
be.
I'm
But
in.
yeah, so that's what back to work. It was kind of that week off, and we'll talk about it. But back to work kind of sucked, to be honest.
Yeah.
It was tough when you got to go play golf. Or, your job. But,
Yeah.
But what you guys have been having going on?
Just busy, hopping, running, crazy, enjoying the weather for sure.
Oh, we've had a nice
Yeah.
little turn.
Looks
in
like
the weather.
we're in for a real scorcher next weekend. Next Saturday's high for the barbecue competition's 91. So that ought to be
Oh, really?
Yeah, that ought to be great. As long as it's not humid, we should be fine.
It's going to be terrible.
It's going to be hot, yeah.
Have to stay hydrated.
Yeah, we will have to.
Fair amount of beers.
91, huh?
That's what it said.
I need to get in my pool. It's pretty green.
That's what Justine
I'm
said.
not going to put a winter cover on it. We're going to put a mesh cover on it
Oh, yeah.
in hopes that the wind doesn't pick it up.
Yeah.
At least it's already green.
The
so
debris will stay out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, does it matter what you put in for like a cover on your pool?
90 Saturday. I'm sorry. I stand
Oh, that'll feel better. That
low Friday night's overnight low's 58.
Yeah, that
that'll-
90's not going to hit till like 4 o'clock. We'll be good shape.
Yeah.
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 Only 53%.
Are you staying down there, Casey?
Well, the wife doesn't listen to the show, so I would love to. It may be one of those deals where she thinks I come home at 3:30 to help with
Yeah.
middle of the night activities, but if we got a good one going on, she's on her own.
Yeah.
I've only got 2 cots.
I've got 2 cots.
Good.
Oh, I'll just sleep on a picnic
I got
table.
2 cots.
One for the bitches and one for the load.
Oh boy, it's not in that cabin, fellas.
Right.
That one. Yeah.
Night
When you
time,
put
Michelle.
that, all 3 are CPAPs on the
on the circuit.
The lights.
friend of the program, Sheila's going to come down there and say, "Boys, you're going to pay this electric
We
bill."
might have to bogart off somebody's generator out there.
Oh, that'd be tough. That would be tough. Yeah, we do. I mean, we've got the Holland Fest coming up. So when this airs on Friday, you still have time to come down and see us. We will be doing People's Choice like we did last year.
That's right.
Should be excellent.
Now, here's the deal with that real quick. I'm going to jump in and say this. If you're listening to this Friday morning or whenever you catch this episode Friday, this year we're doing things a little bit different with People's Choice. We are selling tickets at the information booth like we always have. So up front by the windmill, you'll see a big sign that says People's Choice tickets sold here. We'll also have them available for sale down at the cabin, but the first 50 tickets is the only samples we're going to get. So 50 people, the first 50 people
Are the only
are the only 50 people going to try barbecue on Saturday at noon or 1 o'clock, wherever that window falls. But 50 people, $5 a ticket. And right now we have 7 teams.
Mm-hmm.
Each cup should hold 2 ounces of meat. Now, Dave, correct me if I'm wrong, but 2 ounces of meat times 7 cups, that's roughly 14 ounces of meat. So that's over a pound of barbecue.
It's under a pound.
Yeah, just under a pound.
There we go.
Because 16 is actually a pound. So
Yep, there you go.
it's just a shade, a skosh under
Now,
a
you
pound
take
of meat.
all 7 cups though, and there might be 2 ounces worth of plastic there. So
Yeah,
on the scale, it might read a pound.
right.
You're still getting nearly a pound of
Yeah.
Of meat for a $5 bill.
for your mouth.
Yeah, for your belly.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
So it's the lineup looks great. Entertainment on Friday is going to be Holland Exit. I don't know who entertainment on Saturday is, but Holland Exit puts on a pretty good show. We'll be around and up there. I think we'll go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off. We will be doing a live recording episode. We don't know when or what time, but we'll figure that out. But that'll be fun, hopefully. And we'll be down there all weekend hanging out. And, we get a lot of friends of the program that maybe not necessarily in this area. Like, here's your opportunity to come down and check out Holland Fest.
Yeah,
and
kick it with us.
stop by and say hi.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we may have some party favors for folks too. We may bring the old box down there and see what we can have. And,
Yeah.
and I think we got some on Saturday. I think we got a door prize type thing to give away. Hopefully, if that works out, maybe we do, maybe we don't. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Play
it
it loose and
should
fast.
be a good time.
Yeah. And, it's a great time. We'll have great weather. And
Free smells.
I tell you what,
Free smells.
when you're down there Friday evening and the boys have got them going on, oh my goodness! And
Even
some
early Saturday morning, early.
Yeah.
Breakfast time.
cup of coffee.
First Bloody Mary of the day.
Hell yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, it smells delicious.
Well, and the other thing too, these teams that are participating, cook something. We don't judge. We have 5 random judges that do this, so our votes don't, go anywhere.
Right.
But we always love when some fellas
Hey,
throw
get
on.
over here. Try this.
Yeah, we
Yep.
are big fans of that.
Yeah.
Big fans of that.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it'll be great. But I got one more thing before we jump into
Let's
it.
do it. Tell me.
I got to give a shout out to Papa Frank, because the old polar bear and I have had some issues, and old Papa Frank's been on the job, and we were working on some stuff tonight, and I went over to Leaguer's and looked, and I was like, we can't do that, Janelle. That thing's gonna last a little longer. But I haven't.
Hey, if you ever get in a pinch, Tanya just sits down there.
Yeah, I know.
Ready and willing.
Well, and I've never been one to be like a fancy new vehicle guy, and that's why
you really haven't.
we
You really have
it's-
never drove like a real flashy.
And I tell you what, the smartest attorneys that I know, they drive Toyota Camrys, Honda Civics. Like, they don't, it's not, flash cat driving fancy vehicle. But I wouldn't anyways, because that makes you a target for somebody wanting to rob you. Because I always go back to what Gary Guy told me one time when we parked that 1980 Suburban in the Kmart parking lot. And I go, hey, shouldn't we lock the doors? And he said, Casey, look around. Who's going to want to steal this thing? I said, okay, good point. So don't drive something somebody's
Justin
going to
gives
want
me
to steal.
that all the time, and I'm like, she's like, aren't you going to lock the car? And I'm like, well, number one, there's nothing in here.
Yeah.
And number two, if they want in,
They're just going to smash the
they're
window.
going to get in.
Mhm.
Yeah. Which I tell you, I had my
But my vehicle has been robbed before.
yeah, Red Chev. We were down at UE, and Red Chev got broken into because I got lazy and I had the classic Pioneer CD player, and I didn't take the faceplate off, and I think I had used a designated driver to get me home, and they didn't lock it.
Smart.
And I was glad they didn't, because when they ripped the CD player out of my dashboard and took my change cup, they didn't break the window.
Yeah.
And it was almost like a really good life lesson of, maybe we just leave it unlocked.
When we
and
lived
if
up
there's
on
something
Fifth
they
Street,
want-
my truck was behind our driveway, which is a couple doors down from an establishment down there on the right side of the tracks. And some shiftless pieces of shit must have stumbled up the alley behind the house, and they broke into my pickup and stole. Which I was really more pissed off. So I got a pistol jacked, and then they stole my lunchbox from work. Like I had my dinner bucket sitting in the front seat, and they stole it. And then I had a bone dry, like early season. So it'd been like turkey season, early squirrel season, like jacket that was a bone dry waterproof jacket. They stole that thing too. Pissed me off. I mean, it made me more mad than anything,
Yeah. Well, nobody likes their stuff stolen because
Right.
that's where you get to the bottom of society. I think there's some philosophers that have philosophized.
Ain't nothing worser than a liar and a thief.
I mean, that's why they used to hang horse thieves back in the day.
Rustlers.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Yeah. Hey, before we do, real
I
quick.
didn't do anything this week anyway.
Yeah, what'd you do, Dave?
I really did. I just been working, driving around all these kids.
A little soccer, a little football. You kind of got it all going on right now.
Yeah, I've been going to away games. That's kind of new on my
I'm proud of them.
list,
One.
Have you?
No,
Oh, you went to Washington too, didn't you?
Washington and Poseyville.
Yeah.
Now, Poseyville, that's a dedicated person
Yeah,
to drive
you
all
gotta
the way to
go there.
Poseyville.
I went to Poseyville for an away game for a 7th grade game, and then on a Monday or Tuesday midweek, and the boys didn't get back off the bus till 11 p.m.
Now,
on a
and
school night.
and that's the thing making this so different is I wouldn't, and I still haven't gone to Weston's. The middle school games are on school night.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not going to drag William out there till 11
Yeah.
o'clock at night,
Mhm.
and then, but the high school team, like Wyatt, plays on Fridays, so it's not like a out till 11 and then got to get home.
Yeah,
and
Friday
kids
night
settle
lights.
down.
Yeah.
But he's been playing a little bit. That's been kind of neat
I
to watch. I
I
didn't think
totally,
he'd get a whole lot of. He's never played before.
He started.
7th grade. I know.
He
every
started
game
this
he's-
week. That's why I told Casey last night. We were sitting in the garage. I said I was thoroughly impressed with Wyatt. Like him and Noah Ring and a couple of the middle linebackers, Zach Russell on the edge. Like,
Zach's a freaking animal.
yeah, and so is Wyatt. And they picked him up. The guys up top must have been watching, and they keyed on him on the second half. He had got to fight through a lot of double teams the second
That's
half.
tough, but that's
Pretty-
a sign of respect.
That's exactly right.
When you go, because that's
exactly
where
right.
somebody else on the other side of the line has to step up and
Yeah.
make it happen if
Yeah.
you're getting doubled.
Your main job as that mutant man, that I was explaining it today. When you play nose tackle, your job is to make that center's life a living hell.
You just beating them.
Every play, your goal is to punish that center. And when they have to sacrifice that other guard to stop you from doing that, then that's one less dude that can go block somebody else to make the tackle.
Yeah. Well, I was a little shocked when a friend of the program texted that he needed a hug
Yeah.
because I, hands up, didn't go to the game.
Yeah.
Which I tell you
I
what.
don't think he made a lot of mistakes. I thought play calls were.
Well,
play
see,
calls
now
were
you're
very good.
selling out who it is.
No, I'm not. Am I?
Yeah, play calls.
Well,
Coach Buning, sorry.
I had heard that we didn't think we'd do that good against.
No,
them. But
we
the
did
first
not.
Half,
We did not
We
think.
did.
Yeah.
I felt like we held pretty good.
yeah. And then we just kind of
false starts.
making a lot of silly.
Well, they did
mistakes.
that when we went to Ohio. I listened to our friend of the program, Curdy G. And, that's what a lot of that was, just little mindless. And some of that is a sign of youth.
Yeah.
And it'll
yeah,
come.
Yeah.
It'll come. I mean, we've always been a well-disciplined team.
Inexperience. For
Yeah,
Sure.
and that goes away. But you're really going to get a battle test here with the next two because Heritage Hills and Gibson are probably
Tough schedule, man. The first half of the schedule is a freaking meat grinder, and then luckily going in 1-1, and then hopefully, I mean, I just really hope they can come out healthy this week against Heritage Hills, which is power rankings are out early. They're obviously top 5 in the state. I mean, Jet Goldsberry, they got
you got two players going to the SEC. You're going to be good.
Two SEC commits, with Jet Goldsberry and the Ruxer kid. I mean, they just it's a factory down there, man. They've got things going their way. They have the last couple of years, and it's going to be a good test for the Raiders to see where they kind of stack up on somebody like that.
Well, a lot of this that we forget, it's cyclical.
Yeah.
Like your
For
talent comes in waves.
I wore a T-shirt my junior year of high school. Every year, the Southridge Raiders, it's tradition and customary that the seniors of that year, basically would pick the slogan for our team shirts that year. This year, I think it's black and blue collar or something like that, which it's totally true. You know what I mean? Like our team's modest, old working farm boy kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some are, whatever. That made no sense. Doesn't matter. But our my junior year, it was we don't reload or we don't rebuild. We don't rebuild. We reload, because my sophomore years when we went to state. And I can't remember how many seniors we lost, but I'm pretty sure we lost, I bet 8 or 9 starters for sure of that dream team that we called it. And it was tough plowing that year.
Yeah.
It was tough plowing. But then we come back our senior year and won sectional. So, it happens. And, it's like you said, very cyclical.
And the biggest thing to point out is you're still a student athlete, which means academics and being a good person comes first.
Right.
That's for our buddy Dave.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. Well,
we shout out of my own. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Changing.
Well, no, I was going to say, like, speaking of the student athlete part, my eldest child, and her mother butted heads on Wednesday, and she didn't go to soccer practice.
Oh no!
She pulled the trigger fast. I called and I was like, "Hey, everything we gonna?" She's like, "No." I said, "Okay." So I get home and I said, "Zoe, let's go out on the porch and have a conversation." I was like, there's 4 expectations in this household. Same 4 that my parents had for me. You do well in school. You don't misbehave. You respect and listen to your parents, and you respect and listen to your teachers and principals and all that shit. You don't cause trouble. And then as soon as we hit the door, Rhino was like, "Dad, what'd you talk to her about? What'd you tell her?" I'm like, buddy, the same shit you're going to get one of these days.
She needs to stop riding the bus with Evelyn. Yeah. Dad, what are you talking about? Who'd you say? What was that?
Like,
shut up, Zach Jr.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dave. I'm sorry.
So last week, 2 weeks ago, I don't know. It's been a week or two. I decided I needed new wheels for the buggy, and called our friends down there at DuBois County Tire and Supply.
Hell yeah!
And they got them SOBs turned around for me in like 3 days. Went and picked them up. Got them home that night. Got real excited. Wheels didn't fit. Come to find out, one wheel didn't fit. And I was like, oh. So I shot a text because I was like, ah, shit. So I sent a picture. Hey, measured it. The bolt hole pattern's off. And sent I knew it. So it was a Facebook message, actually. After hours. No big hurry now. Just FYI. Let me know when to bring him, and I'll have him back in. Dropped him off, and the very next day I had that new one ready to go.
Yep.
So
customer service is key
yeah.
over there.
So apparently what happened, somebody fell asleep at the factory and they just grabbed one off the wrong rack. Wheels. So 3 of them were right, 1 of them was wrong.
That's frustrating.
Yeah. So I mean, it was still, I figured it'd be a couple weeks,
Yeah.
2-3 weeks, get everything ordered in and mounted and ready to go. And they had them in 3 days. That was a weekend. And
so were the other ones like bald because we've used it a lot, or do you just want a little change?
The tires are real bald. They're not bald yet, but they're getting there. They're just too soft. I ride on the road more than anything. Yeah. And you can't rotate them because they're different.
11's in the back, 9's in the front.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So if you go 10 wide all around or 9 wide, like mine, 9 wide all around, you can swap back and forth and rotate them. Get more life.
That's what I'm hoping for. And these should be harder. They should last better on them old mud diggers, hell yeah. Come with.
It looks like it sits a little higher.
It does. Those 3-inch taller tires than what I had. Nearly the size of what's on the truck.
You got a nice stance.
Yeah, it looks great.
Oh, appreciate that.
Well, you got the sideboards back there too.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean,
the old grandpa boards there.
You got a good stance.
Yeah, it does look good. Hey, we're
gonna fit in the garage, but it fits.
Yeah, good shape. We could always build a bigger shop.
Hell yeah.
Let's get into it. But first, Chad Blessinger Insurance wants to talk to you about National Life Insurance Awareness Month here in September. September is National Life Insurance Awareness Month, and friend of the program and good buddy of ours, Chad Blessinger of Blessinger Insurance, wants to do his best in making sure your family is financially secure in the event something were to happen to you. Life insurance is important, and it is a major player in financial security for the loved ones you leave behind. Take the initiative today. Chad has the experience and knowledge to help you and your loved ones, not only now during Life Insurance Awareness Month, but when you are ready to have that conversation. Don't delay. Tomorrow is never guaranteed. Have a plan. Be prepared. Call Chad Blessinger today. All right, big fella.
Well, let's go camping, fellas.
Hell yeah.
Had a hell of a weekend. Just wanted to talk about it and get into a little bit of the nuts and bolts of it, and just let everybody know out there that tent camping is not the end of the world.
It's intense.
Whenever whenever the weather's nice. So a big group of folks from Holland and Huntingburg and here and there and everywhere had reached out. This is the third year I think we've done it, not in a row, but third time I think. And there's a whole big squad of folks that go down to Lincoln State Park in beautiful Lincoln City.
Love Lincoln. We grew up at
Lincoln City, Indiana. And got basically like a little drifter compound set up. They all try to book their sites, which unbeknownst to me, they have to go to the hour on the 6 month on the 6 month mark to try to lock that in.
I remember that when we for Halloween growing up.
Oh, yeah.
We would go down there for Halloween because they do like a weekend
trick or treat stuff.
And I can remember my parents like that was you did it immediately.
Yeah.
As soon as you were.
I think the sites launched like noon or something on whatever 6 month prior to that date was, and they all jumped on there and got their sites, and we all try to get centrally located to where they all kind of butt together in between the two roads, kind of in between the bathhouses and stuff. So it's not too far to walk to take a dump and whatever, but it was actually really nice. And, but I guess the thing that I didn't know that was a thing is, it's called outdoorsy.com.
And this
is not a paid endorsement by any means.
But if Outdoorsy wants to come on board, we'll be more than
by
happy.
all means, wondering.gmail.com, hit us up. But it's 100% what David just said. It's basically like an Airbnb service at the campground. So some friends of the program, they've usually been tent campers with me. They usually tent camped in the same compound sites that we usually do. It's usually their tent, my tent, and a couple, maybe one or two others. But in this particular year, they decided to try this service, and they went online and got their site at the 6 month mark and everything like that with intentions of doing this. And basically you go on this outdoorsy.com and you pick what kind of camper that you want to do. And for this particular weekend, since it was a long weekend, they came out on Wednesday evening and set it up at the site. The owner of the camper set it up. Thursday night before Labor Day, we went to Heritage Hills and played an away football game. So they took most of their camping supplies to the site Thursday after the football game, to where then Friday, when they got off work and out of school and everything like that, they just boogied down there, coolers, lawn chairs, bicycles, and whatnots, and they were ready to go. Like the linens were provided, some basic cookware and things inside the camper and everything like that was already provided and there for you and stuff, and slept in it, camped in it for the weekend. And then Monday morning when we all wake up, they were kind of early risers. We didn't get any really big hurry to go because since that Monday was the holiday, there wasn't really any, rebound for Tuesday or Monday night. So,
and you might have been a little froggy Monday morning.
Yeah. And you didn't have to get out of the campground until 5. You didn't have to be unplugged and gone by 5 until 5 p.m. So I think they ended up getting out of there about 8:30, 8:45, or 9 o'clock or somewhere around in that time zone. And literally we were sitting there and we made like a brunch, us and the Bolties and the Flamians and whoever was left. We made basically like a cooler clean out. So we made sausage sandwiches, Merkley's Piggy Links, bacon, eggs, sandwiches, and all that stuff. And here comes this pickup. Just driving down the road, goes around the loop, backs up to it, sucks the jacks up, unplugs it, unhooks the water line, and out the door he goes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to tell you what they paid for it, But I mean, there's different price points everywhere.
It's about like a hotel room.
No, it's not.
It can be.
It's well, yeah, it's more. Well, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You can get it for a couple $100.
So what they paid for, I don't know if they got charged for Wednesday evening. That was just like this,
did.
huh?
I'm sure they did.
I bet they did not, because they probably had to pay for the site, but they probably didn't have to start paying to stay until Thursday.
I would think that you rent it Wednesday through Monday, unless the guy was like, "Hey,"
well, because it probably their stay only, they had the site reserved or whatever, or maybe I'm completely out of line. But the way I would assume was, it was just convenient for him to get down there and set it up at that particular time, since nobody had it booked or whatever. So he just went down there and dropped it whenever he had time to drop it. And maybe they paid for Wednesday and Thursday also. I don't know. But I mean, what I'm trying to get at is, I don't own a camper. And after camping for that amount of time, I would be lying if I said I didn't go immediately on Marketplace and start looking for campers.
I miss ours a lot.
Yeah, because our kids had a ball riding their bicycles. Lincoln, which it added a different dynamic this year, because I don't know if anybody knows it, but Lincoln State Park has had some dam issues with
drain the pond
with their lake.
Yeah.
So their lake is completely dry, other than the keyway right there at the base of the dam. So, and it's been dry for several months. So we didn't have to worry about the kids going to the beach to swim and like having an adult go with them to supervise and things. With the littles, like our bigs they can go swim and be fine and come back and forth. It would be okay. But like when the littles go, then an adult has to go, of course. But this year they decided to go, and it was like, dick deep to a giraffe of that black suck mud. So they all came back to the camper about 5 different times, completely covered in that nasty, stinking ass mud. But they found Coke bottles, medicine bottles, all kinds of glass, old glass stuff, fishing rods, clothes, all kinds of shit out there. They would pack right back to the camp.
Did you guys see, you mentioned that, in the Chicago River, they were looking for a car of a missing person that they thought was in the area, and they found 91 vehicles.
Yep.
I believe it.
They found 91 vehicles.
So
that is freaking insane.
So I guess the big find, or the big hidden treasure we seen several folks walking down that way with metal detectors and stuff. But apparently back in the olden times, there was a road that went through there.
Yeah.
And there was a bridge over that keyway, or like the original creek or waterway or whatever it was that they dammed up to build the lake. And on the mouth of that bridge, there were 2 big concrete lion heads.
Mm.
And I guess they must have deteriorated, or one of them must have deteriorated over time. And they just knocked them off because they looked shitty, and then just threw them in the water somewhere in relationship to that bridge or somewhere in that area. Well, over time, obviously, they silted over and they're under the mud. But there was several folks out there with long poles,
probing,
and like sheets of plywood, because around in this was the lower lying area.
Yeah, you don't want to sink.
And they were putting them boards out there like on like ice fishing, more or less, and like crawling out on them boards and probing around for them lion heads to try to find those. But they didn't find them while we were there. But anyway, we had a really good time. It's something that we don't do a lot. We have the equipment to do it, but we just, with our schedules and the kids being busy, and you're running and gunning and everything. But the cool thing about Lincoln is, and Patoka's the same way, but like we went home every day, to let the dog out, to take a real shower, to get more supplies. And instead of packing 4 days of food in a Yeti, you could just, run home, grab some more stuff and bring it back for the meal, and I don't know. We just had a really good time, and
Yeah, that was our home base camping was there.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
We Janelle and I have talked about it extensively, and we grew up.
Because you grew up camping, didn't you?
We had a camper.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, that's what
we
I
had.
thought.
We had an old fifth wheel, and we camped and loved it. Like it was fun. We'd go riding bikes and we'd go fishing and we'd do all that stuff. And Janelle and I were real close to pulling the trigger, and then we had child number 3 and bought a Suburban, and that took care of that dream. But I've told her, I was like, we could get a pop up with an air conditioner and get started, and just have the 3 kids, Zoe could have her own sleeping on the dinette, or whatever you figure out.
Yeah.
But her thing is, you got to have people you go camping with. And I was like, yeah, that's fun when you do that, but also it's fun just to be us. Like we don't spend a ton of time
as a
just
unit,
us.
as a unit. Yeah.
And I said, you get invited to camp, yeah, like it's great. We'd go and it'd be fun, and the kids would play and do all that other stuff. But yeah, I told her, I said, we just go buy one of them big old Class A's. It's got everything we need in it.
Oh man,
it's got everything you need.
So there was
all the
several
stuff.
Of those.
You roll it down, you push a button, you let the awning down, and you're ready to go.
So that's what Justine brought up a good point too, like to just try to justify having the camper as opposed to like. So I took the white. I took my Expedition, folded the back seats down, and had that completely crammed with tents, cots, easy up canopies, coolers, lawn chairs.
Well, that's why you see a lot of people will take all utility trailers.
Yep.
And they will put like a kitchenette in them and all that other stuff.
So we had my car completely loaded down with everything that we needed just to sleep. And then friend of the program, Josh Shirley, he swung over to the house and picked up all the bikes and put them in the back of his truck.
Yeah.
And hauled the bikes down there. But then Justine had to work through the weekend, but then she was able to stay Sunday night. And then Monday morning when we went to leave, we had to then put all the shit back in my car and then cram all the bikes in the back of her van. And I said, it would be nice to have a camper. She said, yeah, it really would, because then all of your shit just stays in the camper.
Everything.
Like this is designated camper sheets.
You got your own towels.
This is camper clothes that get washed. You put them back in there.
Yeah, camper sheets, camper towels, camper Tupperware, camper spoons and forks and all that. Like everything's just in it. And I like that idea. You know what I mean? Like I feel like even if it was at Lincoln and you had stuff going on through the weekend, you could just go do your shit and then go back to the camp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of people do that.
The only part we've wrestled with, not that we're there, but it's hard to buy property in DuBois County, but you can find properties surrounding where you could put in a nice lake, have a simple A-frame cabin.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like there's people that go to Beaver Lake every weekend.
Yeah.
And it's right in the backyard. And I don't know. It's one of those things like I love but I could sit around a fire anywhere.
Oh yeah.
And but I do. I mean, I agree.
So the DuBois County 4-H grounds, the DuBois County Park over there, they have a wonderful playground. Like they just completely revitalized all their playground and
stuff. There's money to be had in it.
Yeah. And they like we went over there that time over the summer when it was pissing and pouring rain and miserable, yucky, humid and everything that day, and we were all crammed underneath awnings and tents and shit. But when it quit raining, the kids took off on their bikes. We were watching the horse race or something. I don't know what the hell. They had a TV set up out there. It was glamping for sure.
Yeah.
But like the playground over there, like the kids just disappeared. And I think, I don't want to say that I'm not a helicopter dad by any means, but like our kids are old enough now that you kind of have a little trust in them. You know what I mean? Like, ride your bike, keep an eye on each other, stay together as a unit. Like at Lincoln last weekend, there was some friends from Jasper that had their camp down there. The Bolties, the Flamians, the Myers, the Tanners, like all these different families, and they all their kids and bikes. And I mean, they went to the camp store 30 times, cleaning out cup holders, finding change and going up and buying candy and stuff like that. And we told them, you guys can go as long as you want, but nobody will go by themselves. You always have to have a buddy or go with a group of 3 or 4 of them, and it was fine. Like, 9 times out of 10, most of the people there in the campers are they're doing the same thing you're doing.
Well, and
They're all having a good time.
We had breakfast with well, I don't know, what would we call that?
Oh, he got brought up quite a bit, I think, over the weekend.
Oh no.
The
Chambers.
Yeah. He came to visit us
Did
a few
he?
times. Yeah. He said, and hey, by the way, I liked your shout out on the show. And you didn't have to tiptoe around the fact that you called me a recluse because I am. Because I am a recluse. I like to be by myself and I like this job at night and everything like that. And I'm like, well, good deal, buddy.
Yeah.
Good
Well,
to see you.
He came in and there was a moment of panic at the table, which it really wasn't from Dave or I. And they got us. No.
It was funny.
We're not worried about that.
He came down and seen us Friday and told us to keep it down. Friend of the program, Jesse Bolte,
Yes.
absolutely opened my eyes that weekend. He is an unbelievable musician. Did not know that at all, which he may not like me saying this, but boy, that guy can sing.
Like better than our boy over there?
Probably right in that same category. And I mean, he's picking and singing, got his iPad, singing, and it was, I mean, we had live music the whole weekend. And his daughter, who's is in high school, his oldest daughter, phenomenal vocalist. Like they sang Jolene together.
Jolene.
Yeah. And
Jolene.
it was just
Jolene.
unbelievable. And you know, that was another added perk to the weekend, you know, like every evening, every afternoon he'd bring, hey, you guys want to listen to some music? Well, yeah. So then he'd go, he had an amp and everything that he could hook his guitar to, his acoustic to. And it was just, I mean, it was phenomenal weather, great company. The food was amazing, even though me and Josh got roasted on we made creek fries. And for some reason, I don't know why I didn't catch it, but we didn't put any butter in it.
Oh.
So it was just potatoes, onions, bacon, salt, and pepper. We forgot the butter. Forgot the butter. So
That's almost like a rookie mistake.
We kind of got roasted on that. But other than that, I mean, we did fish. We had fish fry on Friday night with tacos on Saturday. Or no, Friday was pizza. Saturday was fish. Sunday was tacos. It was an awesome time. Great time. I loved it. Loved every single.
I've really been missing the camper, but I've been wanting to go travel to do. Oh, Kentucky has a bunch where you can camp in, take your side by side. And I don't really want to get anything crazy. I'm going to break stuff. I just want to cruise around,
sightsee.
Yeah. Like Land Between the Lakes down there has a big. You can camp
a riding park. Yeah,
whatever. And I've seen all these people that'll take campers like a pop-up camper or a truck bed camper and put them on like a gooseneck flatbed.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, I bet you I could put a pop-up camper on a 24-foot trailer in the front, sideways, and then still fit the buggy on there.
Oh, yeah.
But then you always got your damn camper there if you want to use it as a trailer. So I've been thinking about, Cammon's wall tin he had.
Oh, yeah.
And I feel like if I got a trailer, I could just buy the wall tin frame connectors and just put provisions on the trailer to wall off like 8 or 10 foot of it.
Yeah.
And put a stove jack in there.
So we went to Arkansas several years back to duck hunt with a guy that had some property leased down there. And they had like an RV that they just took down there and parked it in this little podunk. It was a really rough part of Arkansas where we were hunting, but that's where the birds were. That's where his lease was. But it was wintertime. It was colder than shit. There was no water, nothing hooked up to the camper besides electricity. And then he had I don't know, say for conversation's sake, like a 20-foot enclosed trailer that he would pull with his pickup down there. And he had some sort of side-by-side. I don't know if it was a Ranger or a Honda Talon or whatever the hell General Pioneer bullshit they had. But then he had like a bunch of decoys, but then he took that stuff out and set it up and then would like sleep in the trailer.
Yeah.
And like you were saying with the utility trailers, there's a lot of folks that do that.
Yeah.
Just shove a window unit in the wall and
you're all set.
Frame a window in, and so Brother Nobby, that's what they're going to camp in this weekend for the barbecue fest.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So his dad has put like a coffee maker, some cabinets. I think it's got a little air conditioner in it. I'm not sure or not, but that's what he's done. But he did it so he could haul his motorcycle like a Goldwing.
They, I'll tell you this: if I had a little walking around money, and you could find some property around, especially Patoka Lake, that is a big business opportunity where you kind of build campsites that are, because there's one right there on 64, right before you get to Eckerty.
Just have
T.
RV hookup.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and they do. And it's like, it would be interesting to do that. There's some stuff you got to follow based on how many spots you got and all that other stuff. But my gosh, you have a nice area that you put in that are easy in, easy out. And even if you found people that wanted to have permanent, like, hey, we want to park it here, this is the only place where we're going to be. But even if not, like, kind of running a little business out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of people at camp.
Heck yeah.
There are a lot of people. All right, fellas. I had the distinct pleasure and opportunity to experience Pinehurst in North Carolina.
Lucky dog.
Oh, my goodness. I more than once, I don't know like the exact definition of imposter syndrome. Dave, you might know it off the top of your head. I don't. I just have the general idea that you're somewhere where you're not supposed to be, but you're there. And that's exactly what it was. So we had the opportunity, work trip is what it technically was. And we drove the 10 hours down to Pinehurst, North Carolina, the village of Pinehurst. It's a village. And for those that don't know, on the program that listen, Pinehurst is like the field of dreams of golf. I don't know. Well, Field of Dreams is probably not right, but it is. They call it the home of American golf. A lot of people know Pinehurst #2 for its fame, hosts U.S. Open, Ryder Cup, all that stuff. But Pinehurst is a golf resort that has 11 18-hole courses and
Ain't that wild to think about?
And a short course.
Explain that.
So the short course, down there at Pinehurst, they call it the Cradle. The resort has one. It's called Sand Creek. And Pinehurst didn't have any holes over, it's like 100 yards and less. And so it's meant to be for...
How many holes is that?
9. It's 9 at the resort. The Cradle was 9. We played it back-to-back for 18. But it's meant to be kind of a fun practice.
Short game. Wedges, putters.
Yeah, kind of a money game, too. Guys probably wager a little bit on that and, bet each other. A lot of folks will remember Ruxer when they had theirs was a par 3.
Tee time down at Evansville.
A little bit longer. They used to be called like executive courses, too, where they're a little bit shorter. You could play them in a quicker amount of time.
Little businessman special.
Yeah, so Pinehurst is in North Carolina, kind of the east central North Carolina, Greensboro area south of there. But we got to go for work. They just built new cottages, and these cottages, when I say that, like, I felt like I wasn't supposed to be in there. Like, it was very hard for me to be in there. Especially when I discovered the shower was a Kohler shower. And it had, it was like a pizza pan, a round pizza pan size, like overhead shower.
Oh, yeah.
And then it had one from the face, and then it had one that had like the little handle thing.
Oh.
And I probably took a 25-minute just standing there after the first day we played, just embraced and like being like the bucket at Holiday World that dumps at Splash and Safari. That's what it felt like. Don't know what the water bill was on it, but I didn't care.
Cares?
Wasn't paying for that.
Yeah.
But we go, and it was the journey down there. I drove. The journey down there was interesting because similar to when I was coming back from Knoxville that time and I went through the freaking hills of Tennessee, we did the same thing going down this time. Didn't stay on the interstate. Got to drive through Hazard, Kentucky. And we were in the Appalachia, which is very interesting. But every road was like you'd climb a mountain, dive right, dive left, down there. You go, there's the creek. Drive back up through there, like for hours, it seemed like. Miserable drive down. But we roll into this place, and they had just built these, like a $25 million project in total for these cottages. And there was 8 of them or so on number 8. So 1 through 5.
The number 8 course, not
number
the
8
number
course.
8 hole.
Yeah. So the numbers 1 through 5 are all one centralized clubhouse that people would recognize and realize, like, oh, that's Pinehurst. You walk in and it's just got the history. Like, it's a history. Like, if you're a student of history, like, this place has it. Because I think, like, it started, like, 1889 or something like that. And back then, you know, the property was probably cheap. They buy it up. You're like, this is just Carolina pines and not great soil to do anything with. And so it was just amazing history lesson on it. But we played Pinehurst number 1, which is a Donald Ross design, which is one of those that we have at the resort. Shot in 94, 95 there. Pretty happy about it. Putting wise, it would be like standing on your table here, Dave, and trying to putt, which was fun and interesting. So we played the Cradle twice, and then we played number 1, and it was just a great day of like golf. And it was funny. You get up to the tee box, and I was like, I'll be honest, I was a little nervous about it because of the imposter syndrome. I was like, I shouldn't be here playing golf. And the guy that I was riding with also works for the resort. It's like, I'm not going to hit driver on this hole. Like, I just want to put something out there in the fairway and when we can be off and running. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense because I'm standing there with my driver. I was like, I was going to grip it and rip it. Like, we're here. Let's freaking play. The thing you realize is there's a road that is right along the right side of the fairway. And so I was standing up there, and I was like, man, if I throw this big power cut out there, I'm going to...
I was going to say, you usually play a little bit of a cut. Yeah.
So I go grab the 5-wood and power cut the 5-wood under a pine tree, luckily, to get off and running. But it was a blast. So we played number 1, and then they have we ate dinner in what they call the Carolina room, which was... You had to wear your slacks, you know, closed-toed shoes, like that kind of stuff. And it was a neat experience.
Had to leave the Birks in the room, huh?
I did. Big Birkenstock guy, by the way, now.
Yeah, I know. I like them, too.
I
haven't had a pair in a few years.
I've gotten over my self-consciousness of my toes.
Mm-hmm.
Just started rocking them.
Yeah, let your dogs out.
Got them on right now. Like, I totally get why people like them. And so we play, we have dinner, and then the next day we played number 8, which is where we were staying at. Front 9, felt great. Shot up 48, 49. I was like, okay. Like, hey, we'll get to this back and we'll make it work. And the backside, like, ate my lunch. Like, reminded me, hey, you're a high handicap golfer, and this course is going to bend you over. Not even ask, like, your name.
Blow your
just
back
let
out.
You have it. So we get around, and it played at 6,300 yards.
God,
so
dang.
Like when you like,
tell him how long that par 5 was.
Yeah, so 567 yard par 5. Like when you're standing at the tee box, and I'm like, I'm gonna get my rangefinder out just where I could see where the freaking yep, there it is, way down there. Hey, yeah, see ya. Because 567 yards times 3 feet, you're looking at over 1,500 feet, which a mile is 5,267, 61, something like that. So you're looking at a huge, like over, not quite, almost a half a mile hole, right? No, a little short. Third of a mile hole, and you're like, that's insane. So we played at 6,300 feet, and one of the guys we were with was like, hey, there's no shame in us playing up tees. Like, we can go play the greens. Like, that's okay. Because they had what would be the forward tees. The greens were kind of what you would consider like your senior tees. And then your whites, and then they had like even further back
the tips
where it was like, this is stupid. Like, we're not going to, you know. So we played the whites, and they had a par 3 that was like 215, and you're like, this is insane. Like, this is
considering
stupid.
Like what's number 9 at Huntingburg?
Number 9 at Huntingburg, depending
like
on where the flag stick is at, could be anywhere from 160 to 175.
Mm-hmm. Did you have a starter?
We did have a starter at each course, and they were generally like retired gentlemen.
Mhm.
So Pinehurst is where it's at. It's close to Fort Bragg, and then it's also has pretty good weather year round. So it's a very safe community. So we ate at a cool place called Pin and Quill or something like that, and it was like this kind of like dive bar feel, like great food. And I was talking to the bartender. And she was just kind of going over it. And she's like, really very safe. Not a whole lot of crime. She said, like, you got to be on the lookout, though, because there's a lot of retired special forces guys around here. And you'll be able to recognize them because they're jacked, tatted, and don't say a whole lot. But if you do something stupid, you're going to get your teeth stomped. And I was like, well, I'm not pump the brakes, lady. Like, not looking for a fight here. So a lot of your starters were like older people that and just want to talk to you, and you're like, hey, we got a tea time, like we got to go, like we can't be chatting this whole time because they do. I mean, they run. I mean, the tea times, like it's just amazing for 11 courses. But it was a cool experience. If you ever get the opportunity, you're probably looking. If you take a group down there and do what we did, it's like $2,500 or so. But it was just a cool, unique experience because of the history. Like the Pinehurst logo is called the Little Putter Boy, and it came about in like 1912, 1913, like in that era. But it's just such a wild. You see it on TV, and you see how these guys play it, and you're just like, this is insane. And they still, they have caddies on number 2. It's cart path only. So there's no, like, those wheels are not going on to like anywhere on the fairway. So a lot of people walk it, but if somebody's carrying your sticks, you're basically just out for a walk. And it's fairly flat. Like it doesn't, I mean, there's some elevation change, but not crazy because it's flat area. But we had a blast. It was so cool. The drive down made it kind of interesting. We get there. One of the funny things, we were sitting there at dinner on the third night, and I walked outside to take a picture. And there was a group of people out there eating, and I just kind of was listening into their conversation. And the lady was like, oh, how was your trip to Italy? And she's like, it was great, but 2 weeks was kind of long. And I was like, yeah, I shouldn't be listening to this conversation because there's no way I'd go to Italy for 2 weeks. And then the other lady was like, oh, did you guys fly first class there? And the lady was like, no, we flew business class. It still had plenty of room for us, and it was good. It was good, but we saved a little money on that. And that lady, without missing a beat, goes, since I hurt my back, I only fly first class. And I was like, yep, I need to go inside because I have no reason. Yeah, I have no reason being there. And they do memberships, so you can be a member of Pinehurst. But they have like some restrictions, like you have to own or have property within like a 60-mile radius and all this other stuff. But it was like a golfer's heaven. The history side made it interesting for me. But it was just a great little work trip. And the cool thing, out front of our cottages, they had like fireplace. So it was nice. And I was kind of the only member of the delegation that bought a case of beer and sat out there and just drank and enjoy the weather, which usually is not like, usually I'm with people that drink, like that golf group, like we have no problem drinking Mick Ultras. And I was kind of the only guy, but it was a blast. It was a good work trip.
How many people stay in the cottage?
So they have varying sizes. So our cottage had 1, 2, 3, 4, and then downstairs 5, 6 that had 2 queen size beds in each room. So you could have 12 people in the cottage. And they were working on one next to us. And this tells you like where the imposter syndrome rubbed off real fast because I started talking to the construction workers like we were buddies. And it was probably the easiest people I talked to all weekend down there, like in between their drags of Marlboro Lights and drinking Mountain Dew. Like it was a great conversation. But they were just like, yeah, we've been here quite a bit. Like all the furnishings were like Ralph Lauren, Kohler, bath products everywhere. Like we looked up the cost of the shower heads and shower because it was like a push button knob turn deal. Like it wasn't like you just flipped the old lever and pulled the plug. And they were finishing up one that could hold 32 golfers, and their price on that for a week was like $54,000. But you divide that out over 32, you're like, oh, that's not too bad. And they do these packages where you stay, you get the golf, like it's built in. So every night you stay, you get a course to play. Number 2 is a premium, and then number 10 is also a premium. Number 11 is their latest one that they're finishing up. But you wouldn't expect, like in this area when you rolled in, there's 11 golf courses throughout there. But it was
on one property.
Well, they've bought up a lot of property. How they've done it, I don't know. Didn't really get a chance to talk to anybody that kind of had like, hey, how'd you guys just start buying up all this acreage to put 11 golf courses? But they, the town supports it for the most part. Like, people are very friendly and just a huge opportunity to go, and it was awesome.
Heck yeah.
And the drive back, when you come through West Virginia there, there's the tunnels underneath the mountains. We got through the first 2, no problem. The third one had a car on fire in it, which is a little bit problematic. So we got stuck on a detour through, what was the town? Like Cabin Creek, West Virginia, on the Quaney River. And I was like, we were sitting there in traffic. I was like, I wonder if there's anything famous about this little burb we're coming through. And it actually was the birthplace of Jerry West, which Jerry West is the NBA logo and NBA guy. So it was kind of a neat little it added an hour onto our trip going around. But
it says Pinehurst Resort encompasses over 2,700 acres of land.
Yeah.
A number that has recently grown with the addition of a 900-acre Pinehurst sand mine property, bringing the total to nearly 3,700 acres.
Yeah. So that's number 11, is built on an old sand mine. And
it says the property includes golf courses, historic hotels, and other amenities.
And they own 2 inns, like little smaller, not as modernized hotels. So you can stay at the main hotel. They've got the 2 inns. They've got the cottages. And they're really trying to build that stay and play model that a lot of places have. Mm-hmm. But when we were there, we were lucky because we had great weather, because they're like, yeah, we're slow in May, June, July, because it's just freaking hot. And they have all Bermuda grass. Everything's Bermuda because they can do it. But we met the guy that was the former president of Pinehurst. He was an Indiana guy. He came from a couple courses up around Indianapolis, and he ended up down there. And he knew our director of golf. And he came out and met us on the first tee. And he was just chatting away. And the next group behind us rolled up. And we were like, we probably ought to go. And then the guy was like, well, we are with the former president of Pinehurst. I doubt anybody's going to say a word what we do. And I was like, oh, that's true. We're here on our own time, I guess.
A big deal.
Yeah. So it was cool. Wish I could have taken you guys.
Yeah.
It would have been a blast.
I don't know if I would have been able to play, but it would have been neat.
Yeah. Even for the high handicap status that I have, I mean, I was 104 at number 8, 94, 95 on number 1. And the guy, so they have these ambassadors that meet you when you're going to check into the cottage. And ours was on that second or third night. And he's like, oh, which ones you guys play? And we're like, number 1. He's like, yeah, it's a pretty good one to play, fairly open. It's a fun play. And then we're like, yeah, we played 8 today. And he just chuckled. He's like, yeah, you played a hard course. And we're like, yeah, we know. We're well aware of it. And that was so Donald Ross, which we have one up at the resort, he designed a lot of that down there. Tom Fazio designed number 8. Jack Nicklaus has one down there. Ben Crenshaw, Robert Trent Jones, who's done some stuff out of Alabama, and he kind of had been on some redesigns because they redesign them every 20 or 30 years. And I didn't understand the redesign process. And they're like, well, it could be doing bunkers, or it could be doing this, or those greens. The USGA sets a lot of those specifications for those courses. And they say those greens should be redone every 4 or 5 years. And I didn't realize it till seeing what we're building or what it is. But basically under your greens up there, it's built on just basically a slab of rock. Like it's just a bedrock foundation with drainage. And then they put, so much like dirt and sand, and they've got it all down to a science to build those out. But
Or they could change the ungulation and all that stuff.
yeah, well, that would be a complete redesign on that, depending on how they wanted to build and do those things. But they, they know the golf business well, and you think about it, like, I was thinking like Huntingburg Country Club, and we're like, one's a par 5, that's a long hole, and now I'm like sitting here thinking, like, after I've experienced almost 600 yards, I'm like, it's really not that long. It's not that long at all.
Right.
So it was a blast.
I'm glad you had a good time.
Yeah.
Good scouting mission for future endeavors up there at the resort.
Yeah, and we, of course, everywhere I went, talk to people, say hi. We had a guy. He was a Jamaican waiter in the Carolina room. His name was Cleveland, and we joked like, is his first name really Grover and his middle name's Cleveland, and then go from there. And one of the guys was like, "Hey, do you have Coke products?" And the waiter, without missing a beat, was like, "We did, but he got busted 2 weeks ago." And like the guy that was with us was like, "What do you mean?" We're like, he's like, cocaine. He explained it, and he kind of got embarrassed about it, but it was like he was pretty quick with it. And I said, "How funny," because our breakfast waiter, his name was Anton, and he was Jamaican as well. And I said, "How funny would that be if they just rotate name tags?" And like Cleveland shows up in our area that we had last night with the Anton name tag. And no, it was great though. The guy making the omelet station, like he was a cool dude. He's like, "Man, most people just stand here and watch me make omelets. Like and I was like, "Dude, I got a Blackstone at home. I'm like studying your technique right now, how to make the right omelet and doing eggs." And you just meet a lot of interesting people when you stop to talk. And that's what I did. The lady, when I bought the case of beer at the grocery store, because they sell it cold there, which is very nice to have. She was a little bit out there.
Of course.
Yeah, she was a little bit out there, but it was a good trip. It was fun.
Good for you.
All the kids got Pinehurst golf polos. So when Janelle gets that credit card statement and she sees that I spent almost $500 at Pinehurst, yeah, that was for stuff for you guys.
No,
so
boy, wow.
Yeah, it was steep. Like I think at one polo shirt that Ryan's got that Rhett will probably wear someday was like $60. And I was like, God, you guys got anything cheaper around here?
Like ball markers or fucking pack of tees or something?
Well, I didn't realize. So that you bring up tees, but each course has their own tee design.
Yeah.
And it is a real thing when you go to Pinehurst to collect all the tees from all the courses. Because I got back, friend of the program, Kendall Stuckey, was like, "What'd you get all the tees?" And I was like, "Well, I grabbed a handful at number 1 and I grabbed a handful at number 8 later." And she goes, "Oh my God, you idiot. You go there to collect all the tees from the courses." And I was like, I didn't even know that was a freaking thing.
Yeah, when we went to that Gold Coast Golf Resort in Apache Junction, Arizona, they had 3 18-hole tracks there.
Yeah.
And we played the Sidewinder course, which was the more of the lower, more modest course.
Yeah.
But they were selling bag tags, for your golf bag.
Yeah, you could do that there too.
Like a Sidewinder, which is like a little lizard-looking deal, but I didn't.
I thought a Sidewinder was a snake.
Yeah, maybe it is a snake.
Well,
Sidewinder.
And we had
you're right.
So they got a lot of the pine needles, and I know when I played down in Florida,
pine straw
at Shark Tooth,
a lot of pine straw.
They will have signs that were like timber rattlers because it's a natural environment for them.
Yeah.
So like I'm trudging along just in them looking for a golf ball. And I go, "Do you think they have timber rattlers around here? Like, should we really be trouncing through the straw?" And the guy's like, "Well, I mean, if you get bit by a rattlesnake, it makes for a great story." I was like, "That's not what we're here for. Not what we're here for." But it was fun. I just wanted to share it with you guys because I was gone for a week.
Glad you had a good time.
Janelle, shout out to my wife.
I'm sure she was really supportive.
Oh, gosh. There was a call about Tuesday. And we, our youngest was obviously born into June. And there was a call on Tuesday where I was like, "Oh, fuck." Like,
when you come,
stressful day. Like, I played golf and enjoyed this probably $10,000 shower and, no worries. I slept through the night. Like, this is great. And, yeah, she's having a meltdown because, well, we got 4 kids at home under the age of 7. So, but it was good. If you get the opportunity to do it, plan that trip. But I tell you what, be ready to, because that was the cool thing. Like, going into it, knowing we were going to play a lot of golf, you got to really love the game. Because, like, on number 8, there was multiple times where I'm like, we just, like, especially on the backside.
Pick it up. Let's go to the next one.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So we're going to take a quick pause. We'll be right back. And we're back. A little bit of a positive cause. Good news is, in the world of editing, Dave will take out the 30 minutes we just talked. Brother Dave, what say you on this lovely day?
Did you guys see that they found some massive underground ocean here recently?
Wasn't it in 2024?
Well, yeah, but I think they found it then, but now they're putting more shit out about it. Or it got brought up again recently.
In 2024, scientists discovered a massive underground ocean of water trapped beneath the Earth's mantle, 700 kilometers below the surface. This reservoir is 3 times larger than the surface of the oceans combined. However, it's not an ocean of liquid water, but rather water molecules locked within the crystalline structure of a blue mineral called ringwoodite.
You know more about it than I do already.
So how
That
far?
is nuts.
So those of us that don't practice in kilometers, 700 kilometers would be about how many miles? So a 5K, which is
400 and 470? I don't know.
So how do they call it an ocean if it's not actually water?
434.96 miles below the surface of the Earth.
Okay.
Holy shit balls.
I thought they would get to China by then.
Dehydrated water squeezed out of rocks under high pressure and temperature. Researchers analyzed seismic data from the thousands of earthquakes to identify the water of high rocks. The slowdown of seismic waves in specific mantle regions indicated the presence of water.
So I think the reason it was intriguing to me, and maybe I'll say, is, we got the James Webb Telescope, and we got that rock, the old Epoxy 73 or something, and it might be a spaceship, and we've been looking out, and then we just find that there's more water 400 miles under the Earth than there is on all top of the Earth put together.
It says the discovery challenges previous theories about Earth's water cycles and origins. It suggests that water seeped out of the Earth's center rather than originating from icy comets. So water was here the whole time instead of coming from space.
I think there might be whole ass critters in there that we didn't even know exist yet.
Yeah.
Reptilians.
So how does that work? Excuse my ignorance, because I think when we talked about this off air, I said, well, aren't all oceans underground? To which, you politely told me no. But how does that? Because it's just a layer. But like the oceans we have on the Earth's surface, there's a depth to them. So is there a depth to this?
Yeah, I think it's like a void that's full of these molecules.
Yeah. A massive amount of water exists approximately 400 miles underground, not as a liquid ocean, but as water trapped with high pressure mineral called ringwoodite in the Earth's mantle transition zone.
But if it's not water, how can you call it? I mean, it's the molecules. Is that enough to make it?
Yeah, it must just. I mean, it's got to be.
Some sort of spongy rock.
Well, maybe. Under the pressure, it's probably just stuck between a
rock and a hard place.
It's probably just in one of the 3 states of water there somewhere.
Now, going back to like
vapor,
the above mantle ocean, like the
salt water,
the salt water there. I have always been super intrigued with like the Challenger Deep. You know what I mean? Like in the Marianas Trench and all that.
So how deep is the Marianas Trench?
3 miles.
Oh, so it doesn't even scratch the surface of this.
No.
So how do you dig so deep to find this?
They didn't dig deep to find it. They've theorized it. I guess we haven't proven it by the way the seismic activity acts in that area.
Challenger Deep is nearly 7 miles deep, 6.8 miles, 10,935 meters, 35,876 feet.
Still not scratching though.
So, but is it capable?
Jeez.
So, I mean, to do any kind of digging to get to there, you almost can't, right?
I don't know how deep we've dug before.
I don't know.
Google that on your box once.
So what's the
Fingers
significance of this discovery then?
Just that we thought the water cycle all came from the surface and then it just recycles back through with everything. But now if there's water below the surface, then that challenges everything that we've said we've known about how the water cycle works and where our water came from.
So what will come from this?
Depends on how big of a hole they can deep, I guess. God dang. 3 beers in. Can't get my sentences together.
Now, it says that humans have actually gone to the bottom of Challenger Deep before.
Yeah.
But, like, we're trying to figure out how
deep we've ever dug.
Because, like, what do those oil wells dig down into? A couple 100 feet?
I bet you're in the thousands of feet.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, it's still a long way to go, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, 5,000.
Humans have dug to a maximum depth of 12,262 meters at the Koala Super Deep borehole in Russia.
Them Russians would be
This
digging
project, which began in 1965 and ended in 95, explored the Earth's crust,
30 years.
but was stopped due to high temperatures and rock properties that made further drilling unfeasible. At this depth, the temperature was 356 degrees Fahrenheit, and the rock became too plastic to continue drilling.
Dang.
So that would be the molten kind of. So if it challenges the theory, and I have such a.
It's probably all seismic. It's probably just all seismic study, wouldn't it be?
Yeah, that's all it is. They just know how it acts in water.
Yeah.
So what do they? So like, is the theory then with this cushion below us that when there's a seismic activity like on the Earth's surface, it really is kind of like a shock absorber?
I think that's how they've identified that it was there, but I think the challenge of the theory is just like to Big Mesa's point. We thought that all our water came from icy comets that hit some many moons
And killed the
ago.
dinosaurs.
And then it'd have been here before that because they had water then.
Oh, shoot, they did.
Water. And then it just got stuck in our atmosphere and then continues to go.
So what will be the challenge to how we understood how? So it's not the current water cycle stays true. It's just the origin of that water cycle
Maybe
is different.
the water's part of the Earth's anatomy.
So was there a massive like earthquake that broke this open and it escaped, and then that's where water came from?
I don't think so.
This says ringwoodite was first found in the Tinham meteorite in 1969 and later discovered in a terrestrial sample in a diamond found in Brazil in 2014. The terrestrial sample was found within a diamond that was formed deep in the Earth's mantle, about 400 miles down. Scientists analyzed the tiny fragment of ringwoodite, which contained about 1.5% water by weight, providing strong confirmation of massive water reservoirs deep within the Earth's transition zone. So, like, I guess, like the diamond mines and shit, like that deep that they found more water, like massive accumulations of water in these, I guess you would say, subterranean pockets, maybe underneath the Earth's surface of some sort, you know,
I think
Dave?
you're exactly right. I don't know why I got such a chuckle.
I think I am. I think I'm fucking spot locked on, bud. Yeah.
So,
but where there's water, there's life. I mean, that's the whole thing. So
now
what's
you would
down
only think that there would be. Now, when we say life, we're not talking about like
human
fucking mammals and
you're talking about amoebas.
yeah, we're talking about like
Amoebas, parasites,
bacterias, and
so would
things
they
like that, which are live.
So could it be a theory that this water underground ocean covered all of this rock and it has slowly
Maybe that's where
condensed itself down?
Maybe that's really where Atlantis is.
could be.
Holy shit!
Wouldn't that be weird to get down there and just find like
A thriving population,
people
wow.
trash, like a bottle?
So not only is it
Beer
found
can.
in
Yeah.
meteorites, but it's found in Earth. Wow. That means, what does that mean?
just means the universe is made of the same stuff.
Space rocks.
We are a space rock.
We are. It's wild. Holy shit.
No drugs were consumed before
Because
this topic.
ringwoodite is thought to be present in enormous quantities in the Earth's transition zone, this small sample suggests the transition zone may contain as much water as all of the world's oceans. Just think about that.
So we're never going to run out of water?
Don't tell California.
Yeah.
So this is really, in the science world, a very big discovery.
It's at least challenging, what everybody else thought, just to, like, we knew it. Like, we figured it out. We might as well figure out Saturn. Well, maybe we got more under our own rock than we're aware of.
So do you think that exploration into the Earth's crust should be more of a priority than the space exploration aspect?
Jesus Christ. 139 million square miles is how many surface square foot miles of ocean that the Earth has. 71% of the planet's surface is water.
Yeah. And we're saying there's more than that
Yeah.
in this subterranean pocket.
Wow. And you used to think that it was just rock and
It'd have to be
flaming
steep, though.
hot magma.
Where's water boil?
212 degrees?
No. I thought it was like 180.
No, water boils at 212.
So if the Ruskies got down there and was drilling and got to 350 F, that's why it's not water. It'd have to be vapor.
Nailed it.
In there because it's out at that level, right?
Yeah. So the Ruskies quit because they said the rock got plasticky.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
So that explains. So that's the high temp aspect of it, because it makes it
melting rock.
malleable.
Malleable. Plasticky.
I just want to know what's going to come from it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the pragmatic brain.
Yeah.
Like this is cool. It's neat to know that. But again, it's kind of like my stance on like the whole alien thing.
But how's it impact anything?
Yeah.
I can buy that.
Because now Greta Thunberg is going to want to save the
amoeba.
The amoebas down below.
Nothing.
What do you mean nothing?
Nothing is going to come from the deep ocean water reservoir, as it is just vast ancient reservoir of water trapped within minerals like ringwoodite in the Earth's mantle. Not a liquid ocean in the traditional sense. However, this deep-seated water plays a vital role in the deep water cycle.
So there's
one of the reasons why Earth has surface oceans, as it can be brought to the surface through geological process like subduction and ultimately released into the atmosphere as water vapor.
Well, I'll be damned.
Huh. Nothing. Nothing's going to come of it, Casey. Absolutely nothing.
I'll be able to rest easy tonight.
God damn it. I probably wouldn't sleep knowing that we may just fall 400 miles deep.
That would be a nightmare.
Oh, God.
Good grief. That'd be like falling from here to northern Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
400 miles.
Oh, boy.
Boys, I had some chocolate last night before bed. Like, I got this whole sack of s'mores for those girls that were spending the night.
Yeah.
The littles. And they crashed out early and ended up didn't do s'mores. So I broke into that chocolate bar, and had a piece of that. I had the nuttiest dreams. I think chocolate's one of my triggers for dreams, along with hot sauce. But it was
so we get you some hot sauce Hershey Kisses.
Fuck me. Yeah, that would be wild. It was like an introspection type dream too, because it was like, how you say, like, when we talked about introspection, how we went through like all the things that you need to like work on personally, and like being nosy was a big fault of mine. Everybody knows that, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. And then like trying to, I guess without beating around the bush, just trying not to talk shit about people or things and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
And this dream was directly reflected or directly connected to those thoughts. Like, it was almost like I was at the school in the choir room, and I was down at the bottom on a chair on the bottom level sitting there, and the whole like ensemble, the different layers or levels of the choir room was full of people just like hammering me on situations where either I had spoke illy of that person or treated someone wrong, or just it was. And like I can vividly remember a few of the folks that were in the room. Like Justine woke up because she said she had a really wild dream too, and I was like, "Holy shit, so did I." And then we got to talking about it, and she's like, "Yeah, see, I told you, you need to quit talking shit all the time." And I'm like, "I'm working on it." You know what I mean? Like,
So were Dave and I in this dream?
No, you were not.
Okay, well, I appreciate that.
You were not. But it was just one of those really wild dreams that you really think about when you wake up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think I have this weird theory when you die, like there is this process where that happens, where like the people you have axes to grind with, like it's a whole like review session.
Yeah.
And like it,
or like the whole judgment.
Yeah.
When you see the big dog up top,
Yeah.
you know, it's like, hey, you remember that time you
motherfucker
told so and so to go get fucked? Yeah, I remember too.
Yeah. We've got it there.
Ooh, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, it
Underground
is time.
Oceans.
Yeah. Well, now that I know there's nothing going to come from it, do love learning, Dave. I do appreciate when you bring these topics up that we learn something from. So now it's time for some Merkley and Sons Choice Cut Questions of the Week for the fellas, brought to you by Merkley and Sons. It is campfire season. Heck yeah. A quality campfire is not only good for roasting marshmallows and drinking cold ones, but you can cook a hell of a hot dog, brat, or sausage over that open flame. The destination to get all those quality campfire-ready meats, well, you know the name. It's Merkley and Sons, of course. They are and will forever be the ultimate destination for meat enthusiasts. This week's questions come back all the way from July. One of our favorite turkey farmers sent them. We forgot them. But like all good things in life, because we don't want to be in Big Mesa's introspection dream, we're trying to make things right. And I promised the ogre from Holland that we would get to him as soon as we recorded. Didn't know it was going to take 3 weeks, but we're putting Brado on the back burner to go straight to these. First one off the top. Would you prefer to have to only use CDs or iPod Gen 1?
iPod Gen 1.
Yeah, I always had a lot of trouble with like CDs skipping and shit like that, so I'm going to go digital music and go to the iPod.
iPod Gen 1 too. Would you rather go a year with a mullet or a bowl cut?
Probably a mullet.
I would probably have to go with the bowl because I don't know if I could have. I don't know. I've had long hair before, and I looked beautiful when I wore it. But just having that shit on your neck, I don't know. I'd probably just go with the
mullet for sure because they're in right now. You walk out there with a bowl cut, somebody's gonna rip you a new one.
That's all right.
Wanting to know where your Amish heritage is.
That's okay.
Or what kind of salad bowl you use on that big dome of yours to get that haircut.
Hang out with all the Hispanic boys. That the bowl cut's really in with those fellas.
Go a whole year wearing a fanny pack or acid wash jeans?
Fanny pack.
Fanny pack.
Fanny pack for sure. Would you rather drive a classic car or stick shift only truck?
Stick shift truck.
Mm-hmm. I'd probably drive a 5-speed.
I mean, how classic of a car are we talking? Are you saying I got to drive a Model T?
Thunderbird.
89 Thunderbird for sure.
A Cougar.
Yeah, for sure. If you could do carpool karaoke with any singer for the 80s or 90s, who would it be?
What's carpool karaoke?
That's that James Corden.
The British guy.
Yeah.
So you do it with a famous person, or you would sing an 80s or 90s person?
It would be with an 80s or 90s singer.
I would probably pick an 80s and 90s singer and go something like Oh man, I don't know. Keith Whitley was still rocking in the 80s. I don't think he died till the late 80s.
I was gonna say Ozzy was definitely right in there. But
Hey, do you know Ozzy died?
yeah, he did. R.I.P. Jesus, there's so many I don't even know. Karaoke with
Kurt Cobain.
Yeah,
That's my pick.
Mm-hmm.
Not to jump ahead, but
no,
I mean, when we put on any Nirvana song in here to go wild,
yeah,
just banging out like "Smells Like Teen Spirit" or
I'll go Eddie Vedder.
like you want to mumble?
Yeah, I can do that.
One time Eddie Vedder said,
Would you rather give up vacations or not be able to own a pet for the rest of your life?
you know, I must be a terrible person because both of those things sound great to me.
Give up vacations and pets?
Just be able to stay home. If I want to leave, not have to worry about it.
Shoot.
Man, I love my pets, but I do love the beach. I would probably have to just oh damn it, that sucks. That's a tough one there.
You get you a Tamagotchi.
Yeah, I'd give me a Tamagotchi. Yeah, I'd probably give up my God damn. I do love old Gus. Probably go on vacations.
I think if I could live out the rest of my life with Monty and not the rest of Monty and Murphy's life, and then have this question, I would say give up pets for the rest of your life. But like if you said like no, it's with Monty and Murphy, like somebody would come take them away tomorrow.
Yeah, I would
give up
off
vacations
my
in a heartbeat.
dogs. Like I wouldn't off my dogs for a vacation.
I would.
Yeah, let's do that then. Situational. I would wait for my existing pets to perish and then move on.
Because what you don't, I mean,
yeah,
you don't have them. All right, Chad, we appreciate the questions as always. Thanks for listening. You are our friendly ogre here in Holland. Hopefully we'll see you out this weekend at Holland Fest. It's now time for some final thoughts brought to you by Hof Outdoor Power. September. September is the gateway to fall. And you know what else happens in September? Polaris Factory Authorized Clearance. The Polaris Factory Authorized Clearance is going on right now at Hof Outdoor Power in Jasper. That's right. Now is the best time to purchase your Polaris side-by-side or ATV at the best prices of the year. Let me repeat. Now is the best time to purchase your Polaris side-by-side or ATV because what's going on in September? Polaris Factory Authorized Clearance is what's going on. And the place to shop? Hof Outdoor Power in Jasper. And tell them the Dutchman sent you. All right, Smoke Dragon.
The weather's getting nice. Fire weather. Going to have another scorcher of a week coming up, I think. Get those pools closed so you don't got to get in the water when it's colder and you want to get in the water. And, keep your chin up.
Like we said in the beginning of the show, when you're listening to this Friday, if you're a current listener, come on down to the Holland Fest this weekend. Come find us down at the Log Cabin at beautiful Holland Park. Barbecue competition, cooks meeting kicks off Friday night. We'll be down at the cabin, mingling and helping the boys get set up and get going.
Recording a podcast.
Might be recording a live podcast. And then Saturday, I'm just going to shoot from the hip and say between 12:30 and 1, we should have the People's Choice ready to go. So come down, buy your ticket for $5, go through the line, get your samples, and cast your vote on see who is the best pork barbecue that you like. And but other than that, guys, like I said, life's busy. For all you listeners out there, the faithful listeners, thanks for hanging with us. Through the best of Casey, bang up job, good job like always, and we really like doing this. It's a stressful time for everybody. We're football season's in full swing, soccer season, few weeks left, but keep your stick on the ice and keep on wondering. Bear with us.
Big thank you to Celebration Ice and Mark over there, true fan of the show. We appreciate his support. Chad Blessinger with Blessinger Insurance, of course, the Merkley boys over there at Merkley and Sons, and Hof Outdoor Power for coming on this month. Greatly appreciate you guys. Not a whole lot here. Just enjoy life, enjoy time. Fall is my favorite time of the season. Football's back. Campfires, fires are back. Being able to wear long sleeves in the morning and, have shorts on yet and just do that. It's a great time of the year, but before long, we'll be back into that winter, and before long after that, it's spring, and God, just one vicious cycle. But other than that, fellas, it's good to be back.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long time, and it's amazing. 374 shows, and we've done 4 best ofs. So when you think about 3+ years, 52 weeks a year, to have 4 that we've done that on,
pretty good.
Someday when they write a book about this, they're going to realize how improbable it was for 3 idiots with busy schedules to make this work. But we appreciate all you being along for the ride.
Oh, yeah.
Gentlemen.
Dutchmen out.